Hello everyone, this is John from RPGs and More. And in this episode, I want to share with you some ideas that I've had for potions that might spice up your games a little bit, if you want to use them. I've used these in my home game and my players seem to enjoy the mechanics. Now, the inspiration for these potions has been video game role-playing games, specifically the Diablo games, because when we play Diablo, we often find ourselves collecting healing potions, large numbers of them, as well as mana potions, stamina potions, rejuvenation potions, all these sorts of different kinds of potions. And I found myself thinking at one point, how do I bring these potions into D&D? What would a mana potion look like in D&D? Now we've got different sizes of potions, like we do with healing potions, right? Different sizes and they do different things. Different amounts of health. Well, how do we do mana? And then I thought, well, why make it complicated? So a mana potion will give you a certain number of spell slots back. So I drink a level 1 mana potion or a 1-point mana potion or whatever it is, however you want to describe it. I drink 1 point. I get 1 first level spell slot back. Or I can drink 2 points out of it and I can get a 2nd level spell slot back. 3 points, 3rd level spell slot back. Or if you prefer it, you can simply say, well, that's just a 1st level mana potion, and therefore no matter how many doses there are of the potion, you're only going to gain 1st level slots. And so you can drink 4 doses of a potion or 4 different potions and get 4 1st level spell slots back. And this I would recommend personally doing this for spell slots, say 1st level spell slots through, say, 4th level spell slots at maximum. Partially to kind of keep it within, I think, the 4 levels of healing potions and their rarity and their exceptionalism, kind of make these the same thing. So it's a bit more, common to get a 1st level spell slot mana potion, but a really powerful one, a bit harder, a bit more rare. And so there's an idea. Use it, don't use it, it's all good. What it does do is it gives mages a bit more life and a bit more staying power in a dungeon, which if you're playing a game with a lot of mages, which we tend to when we're playing 5th edition, or any other edition of the game. I mean, this is not something that only works in 5th edition, but you can use it in any edition. It gives them a bit more staying power, which is cool. If you're playing OD&D and you don't mind giving your 1st level wizard or magic user a couple of mana potions, and then they can be like, hey, you know what? Or letting them find them in the dungeon, then they can, cast their 1 sleep spell, drink a potion, and then have another sleep spell available or something else. And then they might be a bit more creative with their spells. Maybe not. It's very situational in the sense of you want it to be appropriate for your group and for your style of game. This is more appropriate for a high fantasy kind of game, a game where you want the magic and the fantasy to be everywhere. And so this is something which can be included easily without changing any mechanics, without changing anything except for just, 1 or 2 things in your world. Hey, mana potions exist. And now people are throwing spells around everywhere, and it will feel very fantasy. And for those people that play a lot of video games, it will feel familiar for them. They'll get it. It'll click really easily for them. Think, oh, mana potions. Oh, level 1 spell slot. Cool. Kunk. Cure light wounds. So that's fun, and that's kind of cool. Now let's look at another one. The Rejuvenation Potion. That's kind of easy. Once we accept the existence of a mana potion, the Rejuvenation Potion starts beginning to make a lot of sense too. Because at that point, it is a mana potion and a healing potion combined into one. So you've got, you drink a very mild rejuvenation potion, and then you've got the benefits of a Cure Light Wounds spell, and you regain a level 1 spell slot. Cool. And the higher the level it is, the better, more stuff you get back. Or, here's another one. If you're a player of 5th edition, you want to get a really grand, a really expensive special one and make your players go, ooh! Then you can have a potion that when they drink it, they get the benefits of a long rest instantly. That means all their spell slots back, all their health back, removal of any negative effects. It's basically a just get out of dodge free kind of potion that allows you to just get it all back right now and jump right back into the battle, which is a kind of like what happens in a lot of video games when we have the ability to, you know, pause the game and eat a whole bunch of stuff and quaff a whole bunch of potions and then unpause the game and we're back killing the boss, you know, or things like that. And I think that for a high fantasy game, these potions also make a lot of sense. I wouldn't necessarily have the full, you know, long rest potion be a staple in every potion shop. I think that maybe that should be something that is you get from a specific potion shop that the party has to quest for in order to find. Or they're relics from a lost age, and so the party wants to hold on to them and they want to use them only in those big bad boss encounters. What this will do is several things. One, it gives the DM more freedom or more comfort in designing killer encounters, because they know that if, you know, things get really bad, the party, maybe the party doesn't want to run away, but the party can just quaff their potions and be back up at full. Then the DM can start bringing out, you know, that was not even my final form kind of moments, and have fun with it. And that can create some really cool encounters, and the players are going to remember this stuff. And you're not going to have to sit there and say, well, is it balanced? Because it doesn't have to be balanced, because the party's not balanced. So if the party isn't balanced and the party can you know, regain their powers whenever, and let's be frank, parties in 5th edition are not balanced anyway. It doesn't break anything. It just adds to the menagerie of fun, and it's another tool for your toolbox. So those are 2 potion ideas that I wanted to bring up. Stamina potions I kind of talked about in the stamina as hit points video. Another way you could do that is make it a function of the fighter, and like a stamina potion is the equivalent of a short rest. That could be one thing you could do, or have the stamina potion be the equivalent of giving someone back one of the abilities that they usually get back during a short rest, and now they drink a stamina potion and suddenly the fighter has more of their the battle master has more of their dice back and things like that. You can mess with that, but the idea is, instead of having potions that have these specific effects that are like, oh, they're going to recreate a spell, let's think beyond that. Let's think outside of that box and have potions that kind of play with the game mechanics in an interesting way. And these are 2 examples of how we can do that. So I hope this was something that's kind of interesting. I hope it was a little thought-provoking, if nothing else. It is useful in 5th edition. That's where I have... that's where I've been using it, is in my 5th edition campaign, to some pretty good success. The people like them, they look for them, they hoard them, and then they use them. And that's what we want. We want people to use the magic items that we make for them, right? We don't want to make these powerful things just sit on a shelf. I haven't used it in old school stuff yet, but I'm imagining that it would work a lot the same, and it would give old school characters a lot more staying power in their encounters. And it would give some old school DMs, especially old school DMs who are new to the old school, a little bit more of a buffer. It allows you to kind of to give your players and their characters that safety net, in a sense, so that in the beginning of the game they don't feel like they feel like they can survive a bit longer because they have these extra potions, and then, oh my gosh, the lady who made those potions, she died, and she took a recipe with her, and so now, after you reach 5th level, you just can't find them again. But you're already powerful anyway, and that's okay. We're going to continue the game. And do it like that. You make it a real in-the-world thing, and just have fun with it. Thank you again for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video, and peace be with you. Bye-bye now.